everyone, I'm Angela E. Kahayan together with Miss Rockman, Miss Kainglas, and Miss Sabandal, and we are from Group 4. And for today's presentation, we are going to talk about psychological perspective focusing on psychodynamic. So, psychological perspective has different types. These are biological, psychodynamic, behavioral, cognitive, and humanistic. So, at the end of the lesson, the listeners or the students are expected to understand what is the meaning behind the word psychology, to know the basic premises of the psychodynamic theory, to discover the different levels of psyche, and to list down the different types of instinct according to psychology. So, tara na! Let's go! Yeah. So, what is psychology? Okay? Paki-pause yung video. Yeah. Isip for 1 minute. Okay. When you hear the word psychology, what are the words that first came up in your mind? Diba? It's like mind, brain, ganyan. So, the word psychology was formed by combining the Greek psyche, meaning mind or spirit, with logia, which comes from the Greek logos, meaning study or research. So, when we combine it together, the word psychology means the study of the soul or the study of the mind and behavior. So, yeah, according to our second sentence, Pasensya, bulol. Psychology is concerned with the science or study of the mind and behavior. And last week, if I'm not mistaken, nasabi rin niya ng last reporter, which is Miss Adabia. Okay, next. So, the science of mind and behavior, the mental or behavioral characteristic of an individual or group. The way he act, the way he think, or the way he adapt into a situation. Like, for example, as, wait. Itong batang to is ako. Ako to nung bata ako, and ako to nung lumaki na ako. Ganito ko umarte. Oh, so, what are the reasons behind the way I act? Siguro dahil sa mga na-experience ko nung bata ko medyo childish ako kasi nung bata ko is hindi ako nakapaglaro. Kaya ganyan, siguro ganyan siya. Okay? Next is the study of mind and behavior in relation to a particular field of knowledge or activity. So, yan na nga, study of mind and behavior. In relation to a particular field of knowledge or activity. Parang connected siya ba? Nagko-connect yung kagayang sinabi ko kanina, yung paano umarte yung isang tao is dahil rin sa mga na-experience niya and sa mga nakakasama niya. So, we have two theory or system of psychology. The first one is the Freudian psychology and yung psychology ni Jung. Pero we're gonna focus kay Freudian or Freud. Pero, in-add ko lang si Jung for additional information. So, what are the function of psychology? So, yeah. The function of psychology are, we have 4 for Freud and another 4 for Jung. Psychology daw is, it describe, explain, and predict and change behavior. While para naman kay Jung is, ang psychology is thinking, feeling, sensation, and intuition. Pero we're gonna focus kay Freud. Paano niya nasabi ng psychology daw is nagde-describe and nag-explain and predict and change behavior? Mamaya malalaman natin yan sa mga susunod na reporter. Okay, wag natin silang agawan ng report kasi report nila yan. Okay, psychodynamic theory. So, una, what is psychodynamic theory? Ano nga ba yung psychodynamic? When you say psychodynamic, ito na yung mga traumatic situation or mga past experiences na na-experience natin dati para mahantong tayo sa ganitong situation. So, sabi dito, a psychodynamic theory is a collection of psychological theories that is derived from the basic proposition set forth by Sigmund Freud in 1890 to 1930s, but now evolves in different variations. Okay? Ito na, yung picture. Hindi makita kasi walang internet. Wait lang. Okay, now let's proceed sa mga philosopher behind the psychodynamic theory. Una ay si Freud at ang pangalawa ay si Jung. Okay. Ito yung pictures ng dalawang philosopher. Pero, kagaya nga ng sinabi ko kanina, mas magpo-focus tayo kay Freud. Ano ba yung kaibahan ng dalawang philosopher na to? So, si Freud is paid close attention to human behavior and repressed emotions. And, ang kay Freud naman is, dinivide niya yung psyche into 3 categories. These are unconscious, pre-conscious, and the conscious. So, later, i-discussion siya ng aking kagroup. While kay Jung naman is, believed that the human psyche was more multifaceted or multifaceted, and dinidivide niya as the ego. Ang Jung divided as the ego. Yung ego is na-discuss siya, if I'm not mistaken, nung prelim ata or midterm. Yung mga super ego, tapos ego, as personal unconscious and the collective unconscious. So, that's all for my report. And for basic premises of the psychodynamic, as it will be discussed by Ms. Rahman.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Aisa Rahman, Bachelor of Science Medical Technology. Basic premises of the psychodynamic. The role of unconscious. Humans are driven by unconscious forces, motivation that are beyond our awareness. Kumbaga, may isang tao na magsasabi sa'yo na, alam mo, crush ka ni ano ganyan. Tapos parang sinasabi mo sa kanya, ay, ano ka ba? Hindi kaya yung totoo. And now, we have a 3 levels of psyche. Unconscious, conscious, preconscious. Unconscious, unaware. Unconscious natin, meron din nakaka-apekto sa behavior natin. Yung mga bagay na laman ng unconscious natin, continuously affecting our behaviors. Hindi porket di mo na-access, ibig sabihin wala nang epekto. Because every day, yung laman ng conscious mo ay na-aapektuhan yan. Yung mga behavior. Like for example, ikaw o ako may tinatago kong galit sa tao. Pwede maka-apekto sa behavior natin yung tinatago natin galit. In the same way, yung tinatago mong pag-ibig. Pwede naman lumabas sa pamamagitan ng in relationship to other people. For example, hindi mo maipaliwanag, meron kang taong lagi mong hinahanap-hanap. Hindi mo maiintindihan kung bakit mo siya lagi, kung bakit ka malungkot pag wala siya. Conscious. Unconscious aware. Kumbaga ngayon, nakikinig ka sa mga lesson ko na we are aware. For example, right now, aware ka, nakikinig ka sa aking tinuturo. Or aware ka dahil pinag-uusapan natin ang conscious. conscious. Kumbaga kung saan may kaalaman sa isip, ngunit ginagamit niya ang kaalaman niya sa oras ng pangangailangan. Halimbawa dito, ako may alam na issues. Dahil yung nagsabi sa akin, ikaw nililibag ka, tapos nagtataka ka, dahil kumbaga pinagtatawanan ka nila, tapos ikaw nagkipag-away. Then syempre ako yung may alam sa issues. Then doon ako makikipag-explain sa iyo at sabihin sa iyo yung kaalaman ko. The physico-dynamic perspective emphasizes unconscious, psychological process, for example, wishes and fears, of which we are not fully aware, and contents that childhood experience are crucial in shaping adult personality. The tension. We are some of the problems with the psychodynamic theory has been criticized has been the original theories believed people had no control over their own behavior. Formation of the self. Dapat maging mabuti kang tao dahil ang paggawa ng mabuti ay isang uri ng pagpapakatao kung saan mas makikilala mo ang iyong sarili.
In the levels of psyche, Freud used the analogy of the iceberg to illustrate the three levels of mind, which are the conscious, preconscious, and unconscious levels. Conscious contains all of the thoughts, memories, feelings, and wishes. This is the aspect of our mental processing that we can think and talk about rationally. These include memory, which is not always part of our consciousness but can be retrieved easily and be brought into awareness. Conscious level, basically the current state of mind. Everything that is in our presence is consciousness. For example, ngayon, nagre-report ako about the levels of psyche. It means this is my consciousness. And kayo, nakikinig kayo sa akin, it means that is your consciousness. So everything that is occurring, that is happening in the current state of mind is basically consciousness. Preconscious consists of anything that could potentially be brought into the conscious mind. Also act as a guard controlling the information that allowed to enter in the conscious awareness. Preconscious or the subconscious, these are the things that we are not thinking of at the moment but easily draw into conscious awareness. For example, the smell of a perfume brings back a memory, or listening to a specific song and it recalls memory. Unconscious level is a reservoir of feelings, thought, urges, and memories that are outside of our consciousness awareness. This contains content that are unacceptable or unpleasant, such as feeling of pain, anxiety, or conflict. This is the huge part of our psychological structure as human beings. Unconscious mind includes mental processes that are hidden. This might include traumatic events or memories that are too frightening to acknowledge. Most of what goes on in the mind is unconscious and can impact our behavior. For example, she was abused by a parent when she was 3 years old. She has no memory of the abuse but struggles forming relationship with others. Another example is he was attacked by a stray dog when he was 5. He doesn't remember the incident but had an intense phobia of dogs. So according to Freud, much of what happened to you as a child is still present in your unconscious mind.
My name is Bailani Sabandal. So, what is instincts? It is a mental representation of internal stimuli to drive human to take action. So, instincts is inherited tendencies, activities by the environment. No previous experience needed to motivate behavior. So, you may think about some behavior like seeking out food. This will be an example of instincts. Everybody is motivated to seek out food. They don't have to learn this behavior. It's innate. So, for example naman sa hayop, yung sa dog, 'di ba kapag nakakita sila ng ibang tao, yung hindi nila kilala, biglang tumatahol sila. So, that is their instincts. So, before we proceed, there's this question. Have you ever felt that there's almost different parts of you that are fighting to make a decision? You're being pulled between almost two different types of personalities. Maybe this little insight will help explain why you are the way you are. So, the motivating forces that drive behavior and determine its direction are known as instincts. It's this idea that we're kind of born with instincts, and this leads to a wish, which leads to motivation, which leads to actions, and these actions reduce tension. Right? So I have an instinct to eat. I wish I had some food. I'm motivated to bite down some good. And this leads me to actually find some food and eat some more pizza at 3 in the morning, and I can't stop watching Netflix. So many of you nakaka-relate sa ganitong situation, yung nagki-crave kayo ng madaling araw. But once I eat that, there's a reduced intention where I just feel like I'm this disgusting slob. Kasi 'di ba? It's 4 in the morning and I just ate a whole box of pizza and I've watched every single episode of Vampire Diaries. Mapapatanong ka na lang na, what's wrong with me? 'Di ba? Kasi yun na nga, madaling araw tapos hindi ka makatulog. Gusto mo na lang kumain ng kumain. So, Freud said, we're all born with instincts, but he said there's two main instincts. There's our life instincts, also known as eros, and the death instincts, also known as thanatos. So, the life instincts, or the also known eros, serve the purpose of the survival of the individual to satisfy the needs for food, water, air, and sex. To describe it something specific, yung kanina, 'di ba, yung behavior na yung naghahanap tayo ng food, tapos kasi yung paghahanap ng food is an energy manifested by the life instincts and drives a person towards pleasurable behavior. Kasi diba pag nagugutom tayo, lalo na pag gutom na, sa drinking, halimbawa na lang sa pag-inom, diba ang satisfying sa feeling kapag yung nakainom ka na, lalo na pag yung uhaw na uhaw ka. So, example yun ng instincts. Kasi 'di ba, yung pag-inom is hindi na kailangan pag-aralan. Kusa natin yung natututunan. So that's one of the example of life instincts. So now let's talk about thanatos. Thanatos, or the death instincts. It is the unconscious drive or to decay, destruction, and aggression, or the self-destructiveness. Part ng thanatos yung self-destructiveness. It is the wish to hurt oneself, the wish to die. So, um, Freud described the thanatos as the wish to die. Kasi, di ba, we get so angry in ourselves, tapos, mapapasabi ka na lang na sa utak mo, in your thoughts na, God, I'm so stupid. What am I doing? And you just want to kill yourself. But you shouldn't, and you don't want to. So, parang binubuntong mo siya sa iba. We suppress and repress that idea that we wanna kill ourselves, and instead we project it, and we kind of displace this aggression from ourselves onto other individuals. So that is the death instincts. It is the idea that we all want to die, but instead of realizing that, we put it onto others. That's why minsan 'di ba, it feels so good to hurt others. So, yung death instinct responsible for destructive behavior. So, that was the instincts and the types of it.